What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to Pontiac WYAC and the place to be. We are here and we are now, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the share button real quickly, so you guys can go ahead and follow the live stream tonight. We will be, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up real quick. I'm going to edit this. State of the Onion. State of the Union. All right. Let's go ahead and put some hashtags out. Boom. All right, and then we can go ahead and get started tonight. Might be long, might not be, who knows. I got I had got a warning, you guys, from YouTube the other day. I didn't notice it. I just noticed it, but YouTube, I just got a warning. Somebody had, for some reason, reported me. I did a live stream February 9th, I guess, and or February 7th, 1 to 2, the 9th or the 7th. And for some reason, somebody reported and said I was talking about something crazy or violent, which I wasn't. So I don't really know what happened or what that was all about. But I do want to talk about this one story, and we can go ahead and get into it real quickly. We are going to be covering the State of the Union tonight. I'm going to open up the phone lines. You can watch it together. I would like to see how it happened. I like to see the reaction of the crowd. I like to see it all and get some commentary on it. I'm just making sure that the phone line is on and working. So if anybody would like to call, they can. And if anybody would like to be a part of the show, they can. I will go ahead. But what I want to start with is a story that I know some of you guys have not heard about, or if you have heard, you haven't heard totally 100% about it all the way. Like last week, I believe, a woman had got killed in a situation where immigrant that got stopped by ICE tried to escape, and he ran over a lady. And I don't know if this story really had got put out there, but I think this is something we should talk about and hear about before we get to the main topic of the night. Let's play it. Let's run clip.
I'm mourning the loss of a beloved educator.
That's right, and HES K-8 confirming that Dr. Linda Davis was killed in a car wreck just blocks from the school at Whitfield Avenue. The cause, a man without legal status fleeing a traffic stop with immigration's enforcement. WJCL 22 News' Lydia Blackstone is live now. And Lydia, tell us more about how this crash happened.
Good evening, Greg and Shannon. The Department of Homeland Services says that a man was fleeing ICE officials when he ran a red light and took an illegal U-turn right here. This is the exit you would take when going onto the Truman Parkway.
So did we hear that? Let's take it back. He got stopped, and then he tried to flee.
Services says that a man was fleeing ICE officials when he ran a red light and took an illegal U-turn right here. This is the exit you would take when going onto the Truman Parkway. It was then that he hit and killed a Chatham County educator. Broken glass and bent car frames being taken off the roadways in Chatham County after an early morning crash. The deceased, a beloved special education teacher, Dr. Linda Davis, who worked less than a mile away at HES K-8. While students were out for President's Day, Monday was a work day for teachers like Dr. Davis.
Wow.
The school responding, releasing a statement saying, We should all expect and try to understand that there will be a variety of emotions and responses as to what has occurred. The most important thing we can do is to be supportive and encourage an open expression of feelings. As for what led up to it, police say ICE officers initially attempted a traffic stop of 38-year-old Oscar Vasquez Lopez. The Department of Homeland Security says he was initially stopped, then sped away, running a red light and making an illegal U-turn, which caused the deadly collision. DHS releasing this photo, saying he was in the country illegally from Guatemala. Vasquez Lopez has been charged with reckless driving, driving without a valid license, vehicular homicide, and other offenses. ICE policy says in regards to a situation like this, ICE officials use reasonable and necessary force when someone resists arrest. ICE officers and agents prioritize safety, including the safety of the people that they arrest, and are highly trained in de-escalation. Vasquez Lopez is currently in custody in the hospital. Authorities say he did not suffer serious injuries in the crash. And as for the school where Dr. Davis worked right down the street from here, it was closed today because of President's Day. It will reopen to students tomorrow, where they say on hand counselors will be for both staff and students to talk about this tragic event. Shannon and Greg, back to you.
So very sad, Lydia. All right, thanks so much for that report.
Wow. So in a nutshell, this lady here had gotten killed by this guy right here, Oscar Vasquez Lopez. Unfortunately, he was here undocumented or illegally. Nobody knows when he got here or when he came in, right? So whatever. He got stopped on a traffic stop, and when he got stopped, without him being pursued, he sped off, and this lady, unfortunately, had gotten killed in a car accident. Unfortunate, nobody's really even talking about it at all, which is it's really sad. That's sad. I mean, here go a lady that was respected in her community. Here go a lady that really, I quite honestly shouldn't be dead. It's a black lady, and not saying because she's black or she's better than anybody else, but what I'm saying is, why ain't nobody talking about this? Why is nobody talking about what happened with this lady? It's a travesty what happened with this lady. She was a elementary or K through 8 teacher, worked in that, Why is nobody talking about this lady? And why is it saying deadly ice crash? There was no ice crash. There was ICE stopped the person, stopped the guy, this guy right here, who wasn't supposed to be even, if he's here undocumented, he's not even supposed to be driving. All right. And he wound up speeding off, and he killed this lady, ran through a red light, turned. And why is nobody, where's the outrage? We can't have selective outrage. That's what I'm saying. So homicide by vehicle in first degree, reckless driving, driving without a valid license. So if you here illegally, whatever, you can't have a legal license. So he shouldn't have been driving. And he killed this black woman, which was a pillar in her community, and this is why, honestly, something has to be done. It's unfortunate. I didn't see a lot of it. I didn't see a lot of this in the news. Any stories really talking about this in the news. The last couple of days, what made me gravitate towards this is around 12 o'clock today. During time, I took time to take a little lunch break and eat. I seen this pop up on my YouTube feed, and I saw this, and I'm like, why is nobody talking about this crash that happened? So let's go ahead and finish this story. I want to hear what else, the rest of this story real quickly, and then we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of why we're here tonight, and we're gonna talk about the State of the Union. We're gonna watch this live, and whoever want to, have their live commentary, they can call in. They can be part of the show if they like. If not, I get it.
Thanks so much for that report.
The Department of Homeland Security releasing new information about the suspect involved in today's pursuit. For example, this is the picture here released by the Department of Homeland Security. DHS says that Oscar Vasquez Lopez is from Guatemala. He had been issued a final order of removal by a federal judge. This was back in 2024. They say he entered the U.S. illegally at an unknown date and location. Vasquez is now facing charges, as Lydia just told.
So he shouldn't have even been here. That's what I'm saying, and that he shouldn't even been here. And now he done took a pillar. Forget the color of the lady. I'm just saying, us as black people need to stop having selective outrage, though. Be out upset and marching and all about everything else, and have why ain't nobody talking about this? This the type of stuff that would get me upset. You know what I mean? But it did get me upset when I saw this earlier today. That was a travesty. Nobody's talking about that. This really went up under the radar for news for some reason. But if it was something switched around, this would have been blew up. Let's listen.
You that include vehicular homicide. Authorities say that he drove away from ICE officers. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary says in a quote, in a statement that we're quoting there, these dangerous tactics are putting people's lives at risk. Fleeing from and resisting federal law enforcement is not only a crime, but extraordinarily dangerous and puts oneself, our officers, and innocent civilians at risk. DHS added that it wants to bring an end to the calls for violence and resistance against ICE law enforcement. Shannon?
Wow.
Representative Buddy Carter released.
So that's that story. I know, that's that story. That's a heck of a story. If you guys want to go ahead and call and comment, you definitely can. I'm going to give you the banner right now. It is 248-905-1128. If you would like to be a part of the show, you can. All you got to do is just go ahead and put it in the comments, put an email, or say you want to be a part of the show. I'll send you an email. I can have up to 11 people on the show at once. But if you would like to, you can. So at 9 o'clock, we are, we are going to be having the State of the Union up, and I want to listen to what's going on, what's going to be being said, if I agree or not, and just hear what's really going on with what's going to be said tonight, and what you guys think of what's going on, or what's going to be said about what's happening right now. I'm tuning in, watching ABC News. So let's go ahead and listen in and see what's happening.
So President Trump said today, quote, the country is about to have the best years in our nation's history economically. It's already started. But the polls and the people say otherwise. Will the president acknowledge tonight that the average American is still struggling? I mean, Moody's Analytics say the typical household is spending an extra $167 a month compared to last year.
Look, I think first and foremost, we're going to see a situation where the economy is going to continue to improve. A lot of people about to file their taxes. They're going to get much larger tax refunds. Specific to Moody's, Moody's always likes to see more government spending, more expansive government. If I've looked at Moody's Analytics and a lot of their research for years, even from my time being in the financial space, and that's what they like to see. They don't want to see a government that's actually beginning to trim down from federal spending and expanding the.
So we're going to let them talk for a minute. But what are you expecting to see tonight? I really don't know. I'm interested in, I'm just going to let it play until time arrives for it to come on. I got a couple things from Derek Wins that he would like for me to play. I'm going to, and I'm going to play it because I'm going to be unbiased here. You know what I mean? Even if you send in the clip, anybody, I will play it. I will play it. Let me go ahead and go to Derek Wynn's clip. Me and D jab at each other mostly all day. So let's see what D Wynn's got going on. We're gonna put this up. All right, let's listen. Let's see what D Wynn's sent here.
Still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific. Looks like Trump revealed his playbook long before he ever ran. Did you know back in 1998, Donald Trump reportedly said, if I were to run for office, I'd run as a Republican. They're the dumbest group of voters in the country. They believe anything on Fox News. I could lie and they'd still eat it up. I bet my numbers would be terrific. Looks like Trump revealed his playbook long before he ever ran. Did you know back in 1998, Donald Trump reportedly said,
All right, that's a clip submitted by Derek Wins. If you have a clip and you want it played, if you have your opinion, you can have it played here on Pontiac WYAC, or I'm thinking to just call it YAC, WYAC. You know how Pontiac DDG had Pontiac DDG? He didn't drop the Pontiac, but he just goes by DDG. I'm thinking to just have it WYAC, because not only just Pontiac, it's expanding. I'm noticing, you guys, I'm getting a foothold going a little bit further with YouTube. My YouTube is, I don't know what's happening, but it's kind of bubbling a little bit. I don't know if it's just they like the content or it's looking professional the way that I do it, but my YouTube is starting to feel like move a little bit. But anyhow, I got some backlash for some reason. I think I got some backlash for my Babs Bunny commentary as far as the Super Bowl. I got a warning saying that I was going to get a strike. I got a warning saying that they was going to, stop me from being able to. Somebody reported me for some reason, just because I didn't really care for the performance. I mean, that was just my opinion. Why do people get so mad at your opinion? But overall, what do we feel? So D Wins, if you have, I played the clip. I don't know. You got to let me know what you wanted me to get out of that clip, because I mean, okay, that's just an AI voice telling me something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I was supposed to be getting out that clip. You can call in though, 248-905. Put the number right back up, because we're going to be here until the State of the Union starts. 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. And people acting like they ain't going to watch. They know they going to watch. People need something to talk about or be mad about. You know, the other day I had a exchange with this lady, man, the other day. And this is somebody that people actually know. She's like a figure, and she's like a figure. And so I had a conversation. There was a post that people were having going around talking about Charlie Kirk. Well, Jesse Jackson got denied to lie and state at the rotunda in DC, in the Capitol. And then said that Charlie Kirk was approved or whatever the case may be. And I asked this lady, I said, why does it matter if Jesse Jackson was approved or disproved to lie and state at the rotunda? Why even bring it up? Who cares? Like, we was meant to be lying in the rotunda anyway. Was the rotunda made for us to even lie and state there? Why even bring something up to have an argument or something to cry about? Like, lying in the state in the rotunda is going to give Jesse Jackson's life more validity than it did in the first place. And I came back and I said, well, okay, Rosa Parks lied in state at the rotunda. But when I said that, then the lady got upset. Are we not going back and forth? I'm like, I'm not going back and forth. I'm just saying that you acting like a black person never, and really the rotunda is, lying in state at the rotunda is for dignitaries, meaning presidents, and maybe an exception here or there. I don't think Charlie Kirk actually laid in state at the rotunda, but he, I guess he was approved to do so. I don't know. But don't put at the feet of Jesse Jackson during his death, in my opinion, to make it seem like just a huge deal. The man passed. He lived a full life, Jesse Jackson did, and lying in state at the rotunda is not going to give his life any more validity than it did before. You know what I'm saying? It just, and we live in what's going on, brother? We live in very controversial times. We do. What's going on, Mark? Yeah, we live in very controversial times, but it's like almost to me, I'm like, pick the battle. Is that the hill you want to die on, or argument? Like the lady had not a valid argument. Charlie Kirk got approved to live to the Lion State at the Rotunda, and they didn't lie. They didn't say yes for Jesse Jackson. So what? Like, we get it. Okay, we understand it's a discrimination. It's not for us. I understand all that. But why even, you know what I mean? Like, the man just passed, laying in state at the Rotunda in the Capitol, doesn't give his life any more validity than it did. He lived his life. He did a lot of amazing things. We all got, our ups and our falls and our downs or whatever, and accusations against us and whatever. But it was just a stupid argument to me. I could be wrong. But tonight we are going to, like I said, when that conversation that I just had about the lady, the school teacher that got killed by an immigrant that wasn't, documented to be here, that person didn't flee the authorities. They got stopped and then they left and they actually killed this lady. I'm a little bit more upset. I'm more upset at that we have really selective outrage. We have selective outrage, but when ICE shot the lady, it was a big, huge outcry. And that story went on for weeks. Here it go. Someone that ain't supposed to be here run over a lady that wasn't even getting chased, ran over a lady, a black lady at that, right? Since and there's no outrage. It ain't even being talked about on the news. For real. I had to kind of dig and find that story. Nobody, because it doesn't fit the narrative. So that's what I'm saying. We got to be careful about news and whatever people, because if it don't fit the narrative, that's pretty much what it is. What's going on though, Mark, man? I know you out there moving the needle, man, getting the needle moved and doing things. If you would like to call in, man, you're more than welcome. Tonight we going to be reviewing the State of the City 248. State of the City. I'm sorry. State of the Union 248-905-1128. If you would like to be on the show, bro, I can send you the link, man. But I will be having on and reviewing. The State of the Union tonight. As we see, like them or not, the president is getting into the limo and going over to the Capitol to go ahead and do what he got to do tonight. So we'll hear it. I like to see no matter what, it's going to be entertaining. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Propaganda in today's society is very real. So, I mean, what is your thoughts, Mark? Did you hear about that story, bro? The lady that got killed last week on President's Day? Did you hear about that? Last Monday, I think. Was it? I forgot when President's Day was, but did you hear about it? What do you think about that? Like, we got real selective outrage as a people, as black people. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Miss Patterson. She gave me a call today, and when Miss Patterson calls me, I just say, yes, ma'am. She called me today and wanted me to come on next Monday. So next Monday I will be on, and there's some things and there's some topics. Hey, bro, look, hey, man. Hey, you know what? Stay right where you are. I'm about to play it for you. Check this out, bro. Check this out. I got to play it for you. I got to play it for you. Since you ain't seen it, let me play it for you. Now, we're going to rerun this story. And if you want, we can go ahead and run this story real quick and tell me what you think about this, bro. This is a replay for Marcus Bowman. Tell me what you think about this story.
That Dr. Linda Davis.
Savannah mourning the loss of a beloved educator.
That's right. And has K through 8 confirming that Dr. Linda Davis was killed in a car wreck just blocks from the school at Whitfield Avenue. The cause, a man without legal status fleeing a traffic stop with immigration's enforcement. WJCL 22 News' Lydia Blackstone is live now. And Lydia, tell us more about how this crash happened.
Good evening, Greg and Shannon. The Department of Homeland Services says that a man was fleeing ICE officials when he ran a red light and took an illegal U-turn right here. This is the exit you would take when going onto the Truman Parkway. It was then that he hit and killed a Chatham County educator. Broken glass and bent car frames being taken off the roadways in Chatham County after an early morning crash. The deceased, a beloved special education teacher, Dr. Linda Davis, who worked less than a mile away at Hess K through 8. While students were out for President's Day, Monday was a work day for teachers like Dr. Davis. The school responding, releasing a statement saying, "We should all expect and try to understand that there will be a variety of emotions and responses as to what has occurred. The most important thing we can do is to be supportive and encourage an open expression of feelings." As for what led up to it, police say ICE officers initially attempted a traffic stop of 38-year-old Oscar Vasquez Lopez.
Check it out.
The Department of Homeland Security says he was initially stopped, then sped away, running a red light and making an illegal U-turn, which caused the deadly collision. DHS releasing this photo, saying he was in the country illegally from Guatemala. Vasquez Lopez has been charged with reckless driving, driving without a valid license, vehicular homicide, and other offenses. ICE policy says in regards to a situation like this, ICE officials use reasonable and necessary force when someone resists arrest. ICE officers and agents prioritize safety, including the safety of the people that they arrest, and are highly trained in de-escalation. Vasquez Lopez is currently in custody in the hospital. Authorities say he did not suffer serious injury.
So in a nutshell, what you just heard, that's crazy, right? And these type of stories are not told. Like, and this is why we be having selected outrage. Like, I hate that the lady got shot last month. But what about this story right here? This woman got killed by somebody that wasn't even being pursued, really. That shouldn't have been, or wasn't here documented, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever the case may be, they did wrong. Okay. And they sped off and killed this lady that was prominent in her community, when we don't have a whole bunch of us that's in the community doing a whole bunch of great things like that in the first place, where people like that are at a premium. You know what I'm saying? And now she's gone. She was a pillar. She was educated, well-rounded. And this type of stuff doesn't hit the news circuit because it's not. But the stuff that is hitting the news circuit is the stuff that make you think. You know what I mean? So that's why I was not a little bit, but very upset. When I saw this, I heard about it. My daughter brought it to me 2 nights ago. And she told me, I'm like, wow, I ain't even hear the story. Like, so when my daughter told me the story as if ICE chased the man. How she heard it on the news was ICE chased the guy and ICE killed the lady. That's how the news came out. But come to find out, and I'm not giving them a pass, whoever, what I'm saying is how news and narratives are switched and twisted until you really find out the truth. You know what I mean? So earlier today at around lunchtime, I actually sat down and watched that story. You know what I mean? And seen what really happened. And it was outrageous. It was outrageous. But that story doesn't, and then we don't have a protest about that. We ain't upset about that for some reason. Like I say, bro, this is the first time you hearing about it. So think about it, and you educated and real around it, and you pursue knowledge and hearing things. But think about it, you didn't even hear it. I didn't even hear it. We both kind of one and the same, where we kind of pursue things and try to keep our head. We ain't even hear about it. You know what I'm saying? So that just shows you how narratives are given of what programming of what they want, what people want you to hear, or these outlets, instead of seeing what really happened. So it was a disgrace. What happened? It was crazy, and I don't understand why more people ain't upset about this lady. She looked like she was a wonderful woman, and unfortunately, she lost her life prematurely. And that's too bad. That's too bad. How would you think if your family, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would you feel if your family got the news that you just got killed in a car accident by something like that? The community should be in outrage, you know what I mean, over that. But nobody's talking about it. Let's read your comment, because we need to be more productive and being properly informed. Yeah, and that's our charge of what we have to do. You're right. We can't leave it to news outlets. We can't leave it to ABC. We can't leave it to NBC, CBS, all them places to do that. So let's go ahead and
it's affordability that's on the minds of Americans.
let's go ahead and we're going to be getting ready to see what's happening. It's 9 or 8:44. I think that things are supposed to start at 9. So George Washington gavel. Wow. Never saw that before. Okay. Ain't it wild when you really think about even the history of a country, not even this one, just regular artifacts of that country. You know what I'm saying? Like the preserved artifacts, and the United States is a very young country. It's a very young country. And to have yielded so much influence around the world, this country has, it come down particularly to the people that live here, and who was brought here, and the people of immigrants. So I'm not saying, we are a melding pot of people. That's for one thing for sure. I think that's what kind of make, the last country established. I do think that's what make this country as great as it has been, meaning that people want to come here from different places. So, no matter where people are, they want to come here. They want to get here, no matter how, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I take my chances here. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. I take my chances here. So if anybody would like to call in, if you don't, that's cool. I always give you the option, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. I'm going to let you know what the discussion going to be. Marcus, if you're listening, if you'd like to call in or be a part of the show on Monday, man, I have suggested topic by Miss Patterson. She called me today and she wants me to talk or open up the phone lines for the school district. She was like, can you open up the phone line for people that might want to call about the school district and things going on? I don't know particularly what's kind of happening, and particularly what Ms. Patterson has to say, wants to say, but I will listen to her. And if you would like to chime in or come on, please do. Please do. I know ultimately, man, I know ultimately people I believe do have the best interests of kids in mind. It's a hard job working. It's a hard job working on any committee or board. I do know that for sure. So I'm really not about the criticization, whatever you want to say. If that's what that's going to be about, I'm not really wanting to hear that. But if it's about, problem solving and it ain't about calling people out and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want to come on, man, come on. Would you say if anyone can't appreciate being American, they haven't seen how things are other places. Dude, and I say that, bro, like at the end of the day, yeah, it's crazy around here. Don't get me wrong. But Take your butt over to China, Russia, Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the same. It's a reason why everybody trying to get here. There's a big, huge reason why everybody trying to get here. And it'd be crazy to me how people talk so crazy about it. Like, of course, it's not perfect. It definitely ain't perfect. Definitely ain't perfect. A lot of things need to be worked on. But do we got racism? Absolutely. But do you think racism bad? However any form any ounce of racism is terrible racism. Any ounce of it. But you think you seen racism here? Go to Russia and see what type of racism you get. Go to China. Heck, go to England and see what type of racism you get. So, I mean, I ain't saying no racism good, but people be talking like, you know what I mean? Like they want to go somewhere. I done heard people say, I'm going to, you ain't going nowhere. I done heard people say, I'm gonna go to, I heard people say they moving to Nigeria. Yeah, take your butt on over to Nigeria if you want to. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a reason why. No matter how you cut it, no matter how you cut the pie, it's really still the best country to live in. You think of the three superpowers that we have, the United States, China, and Russia, which honestly, Chinese want to be, you don't see no Americans fleeing to China. You don't see no Americans fleeing to Russia like that. You see these guys still, you see Russians trying to get over here. You see Chinese trying to get over here. Out of the three major superpowers, why is that? You see everybody trying to flee from wherever they at, right? You ain't seeing everybody running over there. Everybody's running. Why? You got to ask yourself why. I hear, So do we got problems? We got major problems. Don't get it twisted. And I believe that. What's going on? Twisted Restricted Airspace Podcast. What's going on? Thanks for joining. Where you on from? YouTube. What's going on? What's going on? Tonight we are discussing and going over. We're gonna be glad you popped in. This is new. A new person popped in. We are on YouTube and Facebook right now. I have worked on going on TikTok and all this other stuff, man, but TikTok just be weird sauce. Every time I go on TikTok, I get banned for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I be doing regular tests on TikTok, not even saying anything, and I get banned. I don't even know what it is. Freedom is not an option in other countries like it is in America. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't know, a lot of people have a lot of things to say. Let's hear what they got to say.
From North Carolina, Mr. Hudson. The gentleman from Pennsylvania, Mr. Reschenthaler. The gentleman from Utah, Mr. Moore. The gentlewoman from Indiana, Mrs. Houchin. The gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Hearn. The gentleman from New York, Mr. Jeffrey.
Hopefully you guys can hear.
California, Mr. Aguilar. The gentleman from California, Mr. Liu. The gentlewoman from Washington, Mrs. Delbene. The gentlewoman from Michigan, Mrs. Dingle.
The President of the Senate, at the direction of that body, appoints the following senators as members of the Committee on the part of the Senate to escort the...
So they're going through formalities right now. So yeah, absolutely, man. Mark, I mean, great. So restricted airspace, man. I'm going to go ahead and give you a shout out. Thanks for joining me from YouTube. I appreciate you popping on. What do you think? What are you expecting from tonight? Tonight we just going over with the State of the Union. I'm very interested in hearing what's going to be said. What are your opinion on what is going to be said tonight? Restricted airspace from YouTube. Thanks for popping in. Like I say, my YouTube be fluctuating. It's getting a little weird. I got a little situation with YouTube where somebody said I did so. I don't know. I got a strike or whatever. But yeah, what do you think about tonight? What are you looking forward to? What do you want to hear? Let's hear. Oh, there's a black woman. Y'all say there don't be no black people.
States, but the Supreme Court justices are supposed to follow the diplomatic corps and then the President of the United States. So we do have a few more stops on the way.
Okay, all right. So, we just, this is something that we're watching very
Also, I think the mayor of Detroit's supposed to be there too.
Why don't we bring in Heidi Heitkamp and former Trump campaign senior advisor Danielle Alvarez. So Danielle, President Trump promised a lot of things when he was
all right. So we're watching it right now. We're analyzing from ABC right now. So restricted airspace, what is it that you would like to hear tonight or not? Or what you feel has been lies? Do you feel like everything is going to be lies tonight, pomp and circumstance? I'm interested. I've gotten so interested in this politic thing. The older I get, at first I had no interest in it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't care about voting because I always felt like I used to get people like, your ancestors died for you to vote and blah, blah, and this and that, which is important and true. But they also died for the right for me not to vote too. It wasn't for the right to vote. It was just more or less if I wanted to, the freedom to do it or not. People be trying to guilt trip you into voting when you didn't. But I also have the right not to. Just like I have a right to, I have a right not to too. And it's just more or less civil rights were just more of those civil rights where civil mean equal. I can do it or not. I have the option. It's not a dictatorship where I have to do something. But I didn't care about voting. Tell you the truth, I only voted really in my adult life when I consider 18 not an adult really, but in my real adult life, I only really voted 3 times, I believe. 3 times. And I'm proud of the votes that I did give.
Great job I'm doing.
The first time I voted, being quite transparent and honest with you, is for President Obama in 2008. And I was proud of that vote. I was proud of that vote because I felt like I was making a good vote. I didn't vote on information. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I didn't vote based on information. I voted on complexion, like most black people did. And so I voted for his first term. Second term, I didn't, because he honestly kind of disappointed me the first term. So I didn't. It turned me off from voting, I quite honestly. So I was disappointed with that. But, that's what it is. I mean, sometimes you like and sometimes you don't. No big biggie.
Attend the president's first official State of the Union address.
So if any,
and the reason why, let's just, be very clear.
We're at 8:56. I think things will be popping off real soon. Also, again, 248-905-1128. If you would like to call in, 248-905-1128.
They struck down 70% of his tariffs, and he was not happy, calling justices
Now let's hear what it say. Over 50 million probably be watching this universally. I'm talking about not just here in the United States, but abroad too, because the ramifications of what he talks about tonight will be felt not only here, like it or not, will not only be felt here, but also abroad. You might see a situation where stock market go up or down or whatever the case may be. What you say? I'll say this, restricted airspace. And thank you again for your comment from YouTube. I appreciate you. Would you please subscribe? I'll say this. I liked and subscribed. All right. Thank you. But I'll say Trump mentions the ICE situation, the Iran businesses and conflicts. Quite honestly, I'm not real sure about the rest. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in and staying with us. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. And also, I'm going to go to your page. If you have a pocket. Also, I would like to tell you, I'm here in the, I don't know where you are located in the world, restricted airspace, but I'm basically located in Metro Detroit area in Michigan. native to a place called Pontiac, which is one of the metro cities of Detroit. And you know, one of the big reasons why Detroit has or was as successful as it was and is because of Pontiac. So if you don't know about that, I will tell you more about that restricted airspace. I'm pretty sure you heard of the Pontiac car, the Pontiac Thunderbird, the Pontiac Trans Am, the Fiero, the Pontiac, the Bonneville, that's Pontiac, the city where I'm from. Gave a lot of people jobs, factories, a lot of things. Yeah. So you in northeastern Oklahoma. Okay. Why you say it like that with the face? Northeast Oklahoma. What city? Rep your city. Yeah, there we go. We getting the love from all the way from northeastern Oklahoma. She said, "Oh yeah, Pontiac is awesome." All the way from northeastern Oklahoma. There go the first lady. You like her or not? There she go. There she go.
At the first lady.
So good looking out. Pontiac is awesome. Near Tulsa. Got you. Okay. So I want to be able to check out what you got coming up. You know, I got a podcast studio, so I'm very interested into podcasts. And I just like people to be able to share their opinion. I love hearing what people have to say and them doing what they do. I love hearing people different opinions. They don't have to coincide with mine. So I would like to, if you got podcasts on your station or your channel, I want to be able to check you out and thank you for your subscription. I will subscribe to you. I really will. Thank you again. And I want you to go ahead. If you would like to call in, you can. This is 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. If you would like to come in or call, if you would like to come on the show, you actually can come on. It's up to you. Yeah, Pontiac was a Native American war chief. Absolutely. Another one for YouTube. What's going? Yo, YouTube, I'm getting way. Hey, shout out to Dave Ryle. Good looking out. Good looking out. Where are you from, Dave? So we getting love from northern Oklahoma, and we getting love from where you from, Dave. And then we got DJ Bobo on here. So tonight we are Eastside, Marshall, and Elm, brother. Got you. So Chief Justice Pontiac. Well, there was a Chief Pontiac, and there's also a Pontiac, Illinois also. There's a Pontiac, Illinois, but yeah, Pontiac is a major cog, you know, to the to the success of Detroit. You know, so yeah, you say you're from New Montana, next to Glacier Park and Old Bastard Ski Bum. All right, there we go. So if you see right here with this news at the bottom, this is all news that's coming from the Detroit area. So suspect due to court alleged to plot silence in Macomb County. Macomb County is also a suburb of Detroit. Detroit is located in Wayne County. I'm in Oakland County, and then there's Macomb County. We call it the Tri-County area. Oakland, where Pontiac is, where I'm at. Then you have Macomb County, where you have different other little cities. Then you have Wayne County, where the city of Detroit is. And we call it here the Tri-County area. That's where mostly the concentration of most of the people are in Michigan, and are in that Tri-County area. At restricted. What's going on? So yeah. So you originally from Passaic, New Jersey? Great. Give me your opinion. What do you think, man, about tonight? What are you looking to hear I don't know if you're a supporter, not a supporter. This is not about who's a supporter and who's not a supporter. I don't care about that. These are everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure is concerned about they live in arrangements here in this country and about the decision makers. What do you feel you want to hear? What do you feel like you want to see more of and things change or better? I don't care about who you support. What do you feel like you really want to see and hear tonight? WYAC is you know, it's all about, you know, it's all about what you feel. America first. I hear that. America first. I'm with that. If you could, my man, Dave, would you please go ahead and share, man? If anybody would like to call, you can, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. And we will keep the call to a respectful 1 minute and 30 seconds. If you want to be part of the show and you're brave enough to get on and want to get on for a second, send me your email in the comments and I'll send you the link and you can get on the show with me if you want to. If not, we watch it together. Don't forget to like the live. People over politics. People over political parties should be the overall narrative. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we have, you want to hear about the $10 billion boys club that was created for real. That's interesting. You got to tell me about that one. I didn't know about that. $10 billion. Okay. But I'm liking this comment. Like I said, don't forget to like the live, y'all. I'm going to have to start going more frequent because I think YouTube is starting to show me more love or putting me in front of more faces. Quite honestly. Not a lot. I ain't getting a lot of love, but I'm getting a little bit more than the last couple of times I've done this on YouTube. And whatever. Facebook is the stressful one because Facebook be not wanting to share your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So or put your videos out in front of people or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I'm with you, Marcus, when it comes to this, man, what you just said. People over politics or political parties should be the overall narrative. Also coming up, I want to also have a conversation about the NAACP. There's a couple of conversations, real tough conversations I want to have on this channel. Mark, restricted airspace from Oklahoma, says she agrees with you. That's what it comes down to. I'm gonna keep this up, and I'm gonna put a star on it, man. This might be the comment of the night so far. People over political parties should be the overall narrative, and I think we so blinded by political party that we not even thinking straight, or that's really what I think it is. So here we go.
We are expected to hear the announcement that the president has arrived for the State of the Union.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
You say Trump giving $10 billion to the board of peace that he will be the leader for life with the money I pay taxes with. Oh, okay. $10 billion to the board of. I heard of not the board of peace. I've heard of that. I have seen about that. So maybe you could call in or talk about that soon or on another show or today. Just talk about that. I did see the Board of Peace.
This White House very aware of his handling of the economy in terms of the American people.
And let me know if you guys can hear
The stock market, but also can look at
the broadcast from them.
that they're not feeling this quite yet. You can see the very warm welcome that he's getting from his Republican colleagues there in the chamber. Let's go right to Rachel Scott, who's also in the chamber tonight. And Rachel, what do you make of what you see so far? And are there empty seats, as had been predicted by many of the Democrats who said they might sit this one out?
Well, David, I've covered several State of the Unions from this very seat up here in the gallery in the House chamber. There are far fewer Democrats tonight than there have been in years past. And David, what is notable right now as I'm watching the president, look at this, Al Green, Congressman Al Green holding up a sign. I believe I'm looking at it right now. It said something in reference to apes. Black people are not apes, in reference to that post that the president had on his social media account, a racist post that was offensive. That clearly a sign of protest there. Also notable as the president's making his way down toward the Supreme Court justices, David, is some Democrats didn't even bother to turn around as the president entered the House chamber tonight. And Democratic leadership, notably Hakeem Jeffries, was seated.
Well, if you was going to do all that, why you go?
The president obviously shake the Chief Justice's hand. There's Justice Elena Kagan, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett. Of course, he chose Amy Coney Barrett for the bench. She was one of the justices.
70 Democrats boycotted speech. Very anti-USA.
Did interact with the Chief Justice, but then with none of the other justices. And John Carl, this was a question for the president today. Obviously didn't want to go on the record, didn't offer any answer to us. But it was clear to us at the White House that he didn't quite know how he was going to handle the justices.
All right, let's see what he let's see what he say tonight. I'm interested in hearing it, and
of course
we can commentate afterwards or whatnot. Take little breaks here and there.
As well,
Who wrote the decision?
choosing to interact only with the Chief Justice.
That dude on that every year. Who you talking about, DJ Bobo?
Justices that he put on the court that ruled against him.
Neil Gorsuch included in that, though Neil Gorsuch, Justice Gorsuch, not there this evening, along with the other justices who are not there. By the way, the four justices who did come for tonight's State of the Union are the same four who were here a year ago for the joint address to Congress. Mary Bruce, this president knows this is a critical midterm election year and that the Republicans
and this is a midterm election year, like they just said. So pretty sure a lot going to be talked about with that. Me and D. Wins have many conversations about the midterm. Let's hear it.
That he is laser focused on that issue that is top of mind for them, the cost of living. He's going to argue his policies are working, but as we know, the polls show so many Americans simply aren't feeling that in their wallets. 57% disapprove of his handling of the economy. And of course, as we've been discussing, this comes just 4 days now after the court delivered that devastating blow right to the heart of his economic agenda by invalidating most of his sweeping tariffs.
This term, affordability, really gets under his skin. He has said on the one hand, I've won on affordability. And on the other, says
about
this
the AIDS video.
crisis was created by my predecessor. So it'll be curious to see.
Is that my man that that had the cane with the slick back hair with the ponytail?
The grocery store and costs of utilities and housing and what have you. I just want to point your attention at home.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
There you have it, the Speaker of the House with George Washington's gavel tonight, introducing President Trump. Let's listen.
Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Thought that
it's
was
really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
This is where you can let your opinions be. If you want to type in the comments or call, and this is where you can do it at.
Second Lady of the United States, members of Congress, and my fellow Americans. Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And
oh, wow.
we've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America. When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide-open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
There you go. There you go. There you go. there you go.
And we will never
there you go,
back
Bobo.
to where we were just a very short time ago. We're not going back. Today our border is secure. Thank you. Today our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
Oh, wow.
After 4 years in which millions and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far. In the past 9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States. But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year. And last year, the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history. This is the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years, year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99 a gallon. And when I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. Mortgage rates are the lowest in 4 years and falling fast, and the annual cost of a typical new mortgage is down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year. And low interest rates will solve the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both. And we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that, 1 year. Boosting pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions of Americans. They're all gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got less than $1 trillion in new investment in the United States. And when I say less, substantially less. In 12 months, I secured commitments for more than $18 trillion pouring in from all over the globe. Think of it, much less than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18 trillion for 1 year. What a difference a president makes. A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
He said the hottest.
As thousands of new businesses are forming and factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, we have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
Venezuela.
American natural gas production is at an all-time high because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill. More Americans are working today than at any time in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today. And 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector. We ended DEI in America. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
There you go. There you go. Restricted airspace.
Go ahead. That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up. But they beat a fantastic Canadian team in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women who will soon be coming to the White House.
What's up, Rashid? What's going on?
They were in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
Hey, you need something to do on a Tuesday night, right?
think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. And we're going to have commentary. We're going to have commentary following. We're going to have commentary following this.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
And we will be having a phone call coming in probably from Marcus Bowman afterwards. He didn't get the phone number, so I will be putting that up. And then also people that would like to join, I know, hopefully it won't be too late and you can join. But thanks for watching, and let's run it up.
I'm also pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles. And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country. And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news. So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
Yeah, I thought it was the other guy. Oh, he good for 100. Good shape.
So, Buddy, you're a brave man, and we salute you. Even in times of challenge, setback, and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one. As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from.
What's the prop, Ms. Peterson?
It was Scott's first ever rescue mission. A young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class. And he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety. People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
False appearance. I can't wait for the commentary after this one. We're going to get in for it for a minute before it's all over. Stay tuned.
Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now a which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you. And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aide, thank you very much. Take care of that very important service. Thank you very much. From 1776 to today, every generation of Americans has stepped forward to defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans. All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
Oh, he called them out. He called the Democrats out.
They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big, beautiful bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America. Recently in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and our expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half. Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6.25 billion to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children. They're great people. When I asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said, well, I just sat on my dorm in school and I made computers and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling. And pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops. So I congratulate him on that. But I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad. So with modest additional contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more by the time they turn 18. Think of it, how much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov, trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule, and the S&P hit 7,000, where it wasn't supposed to do it for many years, were tariffs. I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on a national security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy. And so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It came down. Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path that we had negotiated before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful, country-saving, it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in, peace-protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be even stronger than before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right?
T.
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America. For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions from prisons, from mental institutions. They were murderers, 11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word. They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem. You caused that problem. They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
They look worried. Hey.
The price of eggs
You okay?
is down 60%. Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance companies have gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people. With our government giving them hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars a year as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else. That's why I introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost. In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs were going to go way up, and that's what happened, and now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before. Other presidents tried to do it, but they never could. They tried. Most didn't try, actually. But they tried. They said they tried. They couldn't do it. They didn't even come close. They were all talk and no action. But I got it done. Under my just enacted most favored nation agreements, Americans who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of health care, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.gov. And I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase, but a few weeks ago, she logged onto the TrumpRx website and got that same drug that cost $4,000, got it for under $500. A reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom. So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program into law. Now, the one thing, I'm not sure it matters because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is homeownership.
Hey, sleep.
With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people, not for corporations. Corporations are doing just fine. Rachel, thank you very much. Good luck with your home. You'll get one soon. We're also working to make it easier for Americans to save for retirement. And under this administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year, as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay. I wasn't sure if anybody, even on this side, was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance.
Yeah. She mad. I mean, for real, though, they was doing a doozy in Minnesota. This is real talk. I don't know who like it or don't, and she know it. That's just real talk.
We'll get it done, and if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings those problems right here to the USA. And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
Then he smiled at her.
Delilah Coleman was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up. Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English and cannot read even the most basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens. And yesterday, as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times. Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security. It's all cut off. It's all cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice. We'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
But damn, they didn't even stand up. Now come on. Wow. See, that ain't got nothing to do with party right there. That's just a statement. You know what I'm saying? That show. That got to go with what you said, Marcus. That ain't got nothing to do with party. That show you right there. That should show you something right there. I don't care who said the statement, but the statement that was made. Come on. All right. Look at them. They just look mean and evil. I ain't gonna lie to you. Wow. 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 Hey, yo. That should show y'all something right there. Just that. I don't care who said it, but.
Isn't that a shame? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
What's racist about that? I would like to know, Ms. Patterson. But soon as it's over, I'm pretty sure we can get into some discussion. But I don't know if that was right. You know, I don't like that lady though.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act. To stop illegal aliens and others who are unpermitted persons from voting in our sacred American elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections. It's rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%. And even the new communist mayor of New York City, I think he's a nice guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good. No good. Both Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we just enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact this common sense, country-saving legislation right now, and it should be before anything else happens. And the reason they don't want to do it, why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated. And their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John. And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full-ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
I guess that's Secret Service with her.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy. Amazing. Gentlemen. Boy, oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we? No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady, now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none. She gets a lot. Someday you're going to have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much. I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man. So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin and martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand. Thank you, Erica. Been through a lot. In Charlie's memory, we must all come together to reaffirm that America is one nation under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind. We love religion, and we love bringing it back. And it's coming back at levels that nobody actually thought possible. It's really a beautiful thing to see. Above all, unleashing America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have made incredible strides, yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zarutska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina. And by the way, what's going on with Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zarutska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina. How do you not stand? How do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress to pass tough legislation to ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen? In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation. She was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged. Shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like her.
Wow.
So sorry. Thank you very much. She's a great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melanie? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
That's tough. That's tough.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. In my first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia. Isn't it funny? You're sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India. Would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, And of course, the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. People don't like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever. Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. That was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead, of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the 9th war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers are dying a month. A war which would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America.
This probably be ending up a little bit soon
That's
here.
That's why in a breakthrough operation last June,
we have a little commentary before the end.
Obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer. For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protesters, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue. They're starting it all over. We wiped it out, and they want to start all over again, and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective. So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed, at my very strong request, to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4. And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%, then they're paid. And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776. You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute. For $1 more, we can have $1,776. It's going to... I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said, $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it. So we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also... We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
So we probably going to get ready to go ahead and cut this a little bit short because he's long. That's what he's long. And one thing he liked to do is talk. That's one thing for sure. He will go, and he will go for a long time. But I think we got the meat of what was going on tonight, or what was said. I know there's probably 20 minutes more. I don't know if I really want to do that. Tonight he hit on tariff. He hit on immigration. He hit on the GDP. He hit on stocks, GDP. He hit on not only that, he hit on security, foreign, domestic, you know, and whoever's watching right now, I would like to know what you guys think or what you thought so far. I really just wanted to broadcast this because, you know, like I said, I think it's important, you know, regardless on where you are, left, right. Ultimately, you want the best for the country that you live in, right? You want some type of upward mobility, right? And you take the person or the face away from it, and then you look at the results. Forget if you like the person or not. On a personal level. Are we seeing some type of upward progress? Are you or aren't you? And if you're not, you're not. If you are, you are. But I think that it's important to be able to analyze overall progress that was made and some probably things that's fallen or fell short. One of the things, the voter ID, I think that's an important thing. I've seen a lot and heard a lot of people talk about that's racist. There's nothing racist about that. You know what I mean? I mean, quite honestly, and then, you know, I've seen people get an argument. They did an experiment. They're talking about that was a racist thing. I'm like, yo, what was racist about it? They saying that black people wouldn't have IDs and it's racist and black. I don't know a black person of age that don't have ID. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. anybody that doesn't have an ID. I think it's a good thing because it does protect the integrity of elections overall. I don't see how voter ID for voting is racist. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna turn up for a couple of more minutes and then we're gonna be out for the night. We had some good participation and viewership tonight across the platforms. Glad I could bring it.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major military installation, protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good. While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter, to deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, helicopter lands at a steep angle. The machine guns stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, 2 machine gunners who escaped the wrath of the previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with all of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let his gunners eliminate the threat. Turned the helicopter around so the gunners could take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been a catastrophic crash deep in enemy territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission. We probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded, but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take the searing pain. It was unbelievable what's happened to his legs of the bullets and keep on flying and landing, and people knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from his serious wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife Amy, Eric, and Amy, come on in. So we have a surprise for Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor. Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg. We have it back. We brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back, too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator. Navy fighter pilot Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
It's a long ovation.
Thank you, Royce, and thank you, Eric. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing, and it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. Two of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together, we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms on all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
All right.
And there we have it, President Trump.
That's that. If anybody got any commentary, I will give them an opportunity and a chance to call right now if you'd like to. We got 5 minutes. I'm going to let people call in. If you want to call in, if you got something to say, call in now, 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. If you was able to stick through the whole thing, this went typically slightly longer than it usually do, you know what I mean? But this honestly was the first State of the Union that I actually sat all the way through. I have never sat through a full State of the Union address at all, ever. So I was really interested to hear, to see, want to know the reaction of people. I want to know the thought of the people. I've seen comments by numerous people, you know, with some differing viewpoints. But if you would like to call, you can. It is give you give you a moment to call if you like. If not, that's understandable. It's a little late in the tooth in the night. But, you know, no matter what your opinion or your thought process on the State of the Union, I would like to hear it. And it's no judgment zone. However you feel and see it. I like to also, again, thank my people that were new to WYAC in northern Oklahoma and in New Jersey. So I like to appreciate that. Those two who stopped in. So we'll give it a moment. Anybody want to call in and give their thought? 248, you see it on the screen, 905-1128, 248-905-1128. I will give you my commentary right now. What I believed was some high points. In my opinion, the high points was talking about the voters' ID. I think that was a major. Not only that, I think recognition of, the people that, I think the recognition of the people that, lost their life in service in D.C. Was a huge thing. I thought that was a great thing to do. But when it comes to policy, I liked some of the things that he was saying when it came to the policy of, basically the GDP, like I mentioned before. Tell me what you think, because I could really talk. It's some good that I took, it's some here that I took, and some things that's in the middle. So I like to, I have an aspect ratio of, multiple different things. But I think this was telling in a lot of ways also. I think this was eye-opening in a lot of ways too. Some things that I saw that kind of validified some thoughts that I saw. And I'll probably give that into future commentary probably in the next day or so, or two. But if you would like to call, you can. If not, we will let it be. 248-905-1128, 248-905-1128. I'll give you one more minute, which is a minute and 40 seconds or whatever. And if not, we'll just call it a night. But thank you guys for being posted up and coming on and hanging out with your boy on WYAC. And right here, like I say, we just try to, this right here is a zone where I'm going to tell you, like, I have a mind of my own. And I implore everybody to have a mind of their own. Don't go off of what everybody else thinks. See, I don't have a herd mentality mind state. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's key about me. And I teach my children that too. Don't have a herd mentality mind state. Draw your own conclusion on how you feel and what you think is important to you and how you feel about situations. But, be compassionate and a little understanding about or respectful of other people's opinions and thoughts or whatever, but you can carve your own and have your own mindset. And that's real important. We're going to have some real deep conversations coming up real soon. I want to talk about, like I say, have some conversations. We're going to talk about some educational type of things that's coming up maybe this Monday. Miss Leona Patterson asked me to do a show based on that, education. Maybe this Monday it'll be popping up and we can talk about those things. Also, some things I want to talk about with the NAACP. I would like to talk about some things like that. Also, I have gotten a Facebook request about, and I touched on this years ago, but it got brought back up to me. I got I'm gonna say a request, but somebody did ask, the same person that asked me to talk about the NAACP also wanted to talk about what you want to call it, the Divine Nine. They wanted that. And but my thing is this: if a person requests me to talk about something, I don't mind talking about it. But if you request me to talk about something, I would really like you to be able to get on and talk about what it is that you wanted to say about it. You know, I don't mind taking a topic or talking about a topic. But if you want to ask me to cover a topic, then I come on and talk about why you want me to talk about the topic and why it's important to you to talk about it. Like, I don't mind talking about or having a platform where we tackle and talk about things. But if you want me to talk about certain things, then don't be afraid to get on here and say why you have a thought about the NAACP, or you have a thought about the Divine Nine, or you have a thought about Trump, or you have a thought about Democrats, you have a thought about Republicans. I don't mind talking about anything, but if you request me to have a topic, don't be afraid to come on and put a face to the name. You know what I'm saying? Listen, at the end of the day, nobody can, and this is what I really want to tell people, you can have a difference of opinion with a lot of things. It's just about being respectful with what you believe. Because what you believe probably ain't going to be what everybody else believes. 9 out of 10 times, it's not. But it's a way to be like, you know, have a thought on something that's not disrespectful. It's just coming from the ideal or the standpoint that you come, and maybe you can get some clarity or some type of levity where you didn't understand or saw things before. Like if you got an ideal on the NAACP for real, which I also do too, but if maybe somebody that maybe represents or work with the NAACP or whatever the case may be, can refute, rebut, or bring light to the situation and to make you be like, oh, I get it, or I didn't understand that. Or a question about fraternity sororities, they can answer those types of things. So again, if you have any topic, I don't mind talking about them. But if you request a topic, then be prepared. If you request a topic for me to come, just come on and don't be afraid to, you know, commentate on it. And let a person see your face, or be on the phone, or be active in the chat a little bit. So with that being said, you guys, it is 11:08. All right. So with that being said, court is about to be adjourned. 248-905-1128. I see nobody popped on, and hey, that's cool. But y'all kept it jiggy with me for a while. It was a late, long night. But you know, with that being said, you guys have a good night. We in the midst of the week going into Wednesday, and I want you guys to have a blessed rest of the week. You probably just see me on a Thursday night. Be back on a Thursday night a little bit earlier and not as late also. With that being said, we about to end a 3-hour stream almost. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Keep God first, family second, and you third. And in that order, you should never be made last, because the last is made first. Thanks for joining WYAC. One love. Peace.